What's going on, everybody? This is episode 22 of Let's Draw on Something. I am the man, the myth, the man, the myth, the legend, known as Craig L. Smith II, born and raised in the 773, relocated to the 901, put up with a lot of bullshit in the 256, and now I'm back in the 662. Y'all know how we do. We have an action-packed show today. That's why I said we, meaning myself and my co-host who has his own podcast. He was born and raised in 901. He relocated in 832. And y'all know how he do. And if he crosses path with Russell Resthaven, definitely Russell the best better get a clue. What's going on, Jimmy McWright?
Man, what's popping and what's dropping, man? We got a jam-packed show as usual, man. We're going to talk about Tim Duncan becoming an assistant under Greg Popovich. Will he take over as the head coach? We also going to talk about the other person that Greg Popovich, he's trying to get as an assistant as well. We're going to talk about a boxer dying in the ring. We're going to talk about Iowa's 3-3-5 defense. We're going to go through film study. Earl Thomas has no regrets of throwing the middle finger at whatchamacallit. We'll see about that. We also going to talk about the clash of money a particular Titan has gotten. And this shocked me in particular with this guy getting this kind of money, man. So without further ado, man, what we going to start off the show with, brother?
All right, first, right quick, let's draw on something that has been brought to you in part by Trey Styles Custom and Designs. There's not one shirt that he cannot customize. Hit him up for all your customary needs. His name is Trey D. Murphy, a.k.a. the short version of Pretty Tony. He has it all. He does it all. NBA, NFL, NHL, MLB basketball. He do family reunion shirts. He does logo shirts. He even do whiskey label shirts, which I will get him to do something for me in a while when he has the time. So hit him up. His name is Trey D. Murphy on Facebook. He has his phone number on there, and I'm not going to give out his phone number, and he is reasonable. So work with him, and he will work with you. Do not work against him.
Most definitely.
But without further ado, man, let's start it off by saying possibility of Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao 2 could be a possibility. Now, I didn't enjoy the particulars of part one because, and I still, everybody still felt that, Floyd at 42, at 40, well, Manny at 40, 41, 42, and Floyd at 43. This boxing match should have took place 20-something years ago. Then we had a different story. But I particularly don't care too much for Floyd Mayweather, But there are some things he did bring up on in that tweet. When he told Manny, he said, I don't need to box. He said, you have to box. So, which was a dig at him about him taking the, about his issues with the IRS over there. You got to pay the IRS off, So, I'm buying it as a possibility. But, the money particulars is another thing, and where they're going to have the venue. But also, will these two agree to it? Will Floyd agree to it? But I think this here, and I ain't a boxing fan. I'll find somewhere and watch it if it does happen. I think if they were to fight again, Floyd gonna get beat. Because everybody's saying if this fight happens, everybody wants to see Floyd get beat.
Yeah, maybe. But my thing is this. Manny wouldn't have beat him even if it happened in 2010 like it should have happened. And the main reason why the fight never happened is not because of Floyd Mayweather, contrary to what Skip Bayless say, contrary to what most Floyd Mayweather haters say. The reason why the fight never happened is because of Manny and Bob Arum was the main people behind the fight not happening. And when Manny got knocked out by Marquez and lost a controversial decision to Timothy Bradley, he lost his A side expeditiously, which I felt Floyd was the A side anyway, because he's the guy that beat the money man, which was Oscar De La Hoya, before Manny beat him. When he fought Oscar De La Hoya was drained. He was pretty much a year off from basically fighting. So he beat an older older Oscar De La Hoya. And again, that doesn't take away from Manny Pacquiao's legacy as a fighter. But me personally, I don't think that fight's gonna ever happen again. I mean, I think he's set in his ways in terms of he don't want to fight Manny Pacquiao again. And it's a strong possibility he could beat him if he decided to come back in the ring. But there's multiple ways Floyd can make money, and I think with Manny could fight Errol Spence and make the same money he would probably make with Floyd Mayweather, if not more. Because if he fight Errol Spence up in Dallas, not only they're going to sell a lot of tickets, I think there's going to be like a 60+ seat because Errol Spence is from Dallas, and he did the second biggest numbers in Cowboy Stadium for a boxing event. So I think that could really that's going to really bring a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Because Manny Pacquiao not only have the Filipino fan base and the Asian fan base, he has the Mexican fan base as well, because a lot of Mexicans respect the way his fighting style is. You know what I'm saying? With that rock'em sock'em, you know what I'm saying? Punches and bunches type style. So he's going to get it's going to be a lot of people at Dallas Stadium. So I think what Manny needs to do, he needs to take that Errol Spence fight and cash out, because he's clearly going to be the A side versus Errol Spence. Whereas Floyd Mayweather ain't going to bow down to that dude. It's not going to happen. He's going to have to do whatever Floyd Mayweather says. He's going to have to submit to whatever random drug test that Floyd Mayweather asks him to submit to, whether he wants to or not. So the best fight for him right now is Errol Spence, or just simply fucking retire. Stop calling this dude out. The dude's been retired. He chose to retire. And, at the end of the day, Manny Pacquiao just need to stop calling this dude out, man, and find a younger fighter to beat like he did last week against Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And again, I feel like he needs to go ahead and retire. He needs to go on and fight Errol Spence, cash out with that Errol Spence fight, and call it a career. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody's going to knock him out. Your chin weakens as you get older. Your chin ain't as good as you think it is. When you start getting 40, your chin weakens. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, Manny Pacquiao has been knocked out 3 times in his career. Twice in early in his career as a teenager, and once against Marquez. So he needs to go ahead and find a guy he can cash out with, particularly Errol Spence, or even Terrence Crawford. Because I think Terrence Crawford proposes a threat against Manny Pacquiao. I still think he gets beat by Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence, but either way, he needs to go on and find a way to cash out. You know what I'm saying, and go ahead and retire and stop trying to chase that Floyd Mayweather fight, because it's not going to happen. You never was the A side, in my personal opinion, and you never will be the A side to Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is when it comes to Manny Pacquiao. I just hope he makes the right decision by go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, cashing out against whoever he decides to fight. So it is what it is.
I agree on that. I agree on that sentiment. Definitely. So basically, Jimmy and I, we're split on that. I think it needs to happen. Most people want it to happen, but Jimmy thinks it doesn't need to happen. They just need, Floyd retired and man need to sit on down. So, like you said, it is what it is. Now, I got to know, Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Who in the hell did the Tennessee Titans pay?
Negro, you did not hear about Kevin Bayard getting that $70 million motherfucking dollar payday.
Hell,
you know
no.
what I'm saying? Hold on. Now let me go to ESPN. Kevin Bayard, because I kind of kept up with the Titans, but I still didn't fuck with the NFL. I didn't watch any of the games, but Kevin Bayard. But he does lead the league in interceptions among safeties. How you
spell his name? Bayard?
Yes, sir. Absolutely correct. From basically Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Atlanta.
Yeah, basically. I'm gonna just stop calling y'all Atlanta suburbs and just call you motherfuckers Atlanta, because it don't make no fucking sense, man, to be that goddamn. He's from Atlanta, Georgia. let me see the contract. He signed a 5-year extension worth $70 million, and he's going to walk away with 31 million guaranteed, what makes him the highest paid safety in the league, more than the Collins brother and somebody else that he got paid
Wait a
more
minute,
than.
5 years, five
5 years,
years,
70 million,
$70 million
70,
extension, and he getting 30, and he's gonna get 31,
30,
32 million with 32 million guaranteed.
basically 32 guaranteed. And I'm Wikipedia in this. Uh, you know what I'm saying? Longest touchdown pass by a defensive player in the Super Bowl era when they went for the fake punt. Um, he's the first player in franchise history to record 5 interceptions in a 2-game span. This is more than Ken Houston. They've had many guys in that secondary. You know, we're talking about more interceptions in that span than Ken Houston. Playing for the Houston Oilers and stuff like that. But yeah, he leads the league among safeties. You know what I'm saying in terms of interceptions. He had an 8 interception year and then had a 4 interception year last year. He had a pretty good year, man, and a big hitter. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I can't take away that dude's ability to get $70 million, but y'all got to be careful paying these guys out.
That's what I'm saying, man. Because see, this what kills me with these NFL teams.
Mm-hmm.
They paying all these dudes all this fucking money, and they don't live up to their damn expectations. You know, but damaged goods. I forgot, that, and
Yeah.
that's what all these players been doing. These NFL teams paying all these high price safeties and quarterbacks who's nothing more than damaged goods, and have buyer's remorse, or
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
shit. I'm trying to think of the other word, but anyway, man, I mean, well, hell, I thought, who I thought you was talking about with interceptions?
Who?
Marcus Mariota. I'm like, man, if they paid this fool all that damn money, he ain't got him into the playoffs. Shit, but yeah, Kevin Bayard, I ain't never heard of him, but yeah, he getting all them interceptions because that the Titans are nothing more than a defensive team. They Mike Vrabel he bust out even said one time, I ain't thinking about the offense. My expertise is defense.
Yeah, and he
And
was
it's just like he said, what you see. He said, what you see is what you get on the offense. I'm like, well, damn, okay.
and he set the all-time record at MTSU in interceptions. He had 19 interceptions at MTSU, made All-American honors at MTSU. I mean, Titans basically got them a steal from this dude
Yeah,
because drafted in the 3rd round. Nobody paid attention to him at MTSU, and of course not. You had a Conference USA school / Sun Belt. He played at MTSU the last year at his Sun Belt conference. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
he's been productive pretty much every season he's even played in football. Even when he had a 0 interception year, his first year in the NFL, he still was relatively productive. He was second in the team in tackles and stuff like that. So the dude, you just got to be careful as a team to pay a guy that much. You know what I'm saying? Just be extra careful. Hopefully he can still live up to his potential because he's a damn good guy. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I like him as an individual and stuff like that. Looking at his highlights and stuff like that, he's did the damn thing in terms of you know what I'm saying, getting the interceptions and stuff like that. Keep that productivity going, man. Like I say, I'm not fucking with the NFL like that. I'm just fucking with my Titans and Kansas City. I'm only fucking with 2 teams. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Mainly because Pat Mahomes, I respect his daddy as a person and like Pat Mahomes as a quarterback as well.
oh
So
yeah.
those are the 2 guys I'm really fucking with. Everybody else, they hold their own nuts and suck my nuts for all I give
Damn.
a fuck. You know
But
what I'm saying?
but you got
Yeah.
to say about the NFL. But let me say this. I gotta say this. I gotta say this.
Uh-huh.
Football season is upon us, especially
Mm-hmm.
NFL. And there are 3 teams that represents the cornerstone of the NFL: the Pittsburgh Steelers, the San Francisco 49ers, and the Dallas Cowboys. Those 3 teams, Jim McWright, as you know, have dominated every team all through the years. Dominated everybody. You dominated themselves. They
Mm-hmm.
dominated every team except for one. but I'm not gonna go into that. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
did you catch the joke? They dominated every team except for one. I'm a Green Bay fan. the
Damn.
the Steelers and the Steelers, 49ers, and Cowboys have dominated every NFL football team except for one.
Green Bay. Green Bay.
And out of those three, I respect two, which is the Steelers and the 49ers. Them that other team in Texas, man, they're irrelevant. But let's move on. Jimmy, I got a problem here.
What do you
Uh,
got a problem here?
well, I've lately been seeing for the past 2 weeks now, ESPN, your favorite network, has been kissing the ass of new Miami Hurricanes football coach Manny Diaz.
Mm-mm. Mm. That's crazy.
I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, and it's no big secret. Manny used to work for ESPN as a production manager.
Yeah.
Because he was the guy. Because he was the guy to set up everything, the prompts and everything with the era. And they said when he was a production manager, he produced some damn good sports centers back. It was back like in the early late 2000. Well, because he said I think whatever it was like somewhere in the early 2000s. Said he produced some damn good ones.
Right.
And now he's a football coach. And now he's a football coach at the University of Miami. I'm trying to figure out why are they kissing his ass? What? Just because he used to work for him?
I
But
don't know.
then again, hold on thought. But then again, I have seen this somewhere before. I've seen this somewhere before. Wait for it. Our old stomping grounds where we used to work. Cause it would be a
Uh-huh.
lot of people. You'd be a lot of people be kissing everybody's ass out there. So like if you became a rap agent, Jimmy, I'm not gonna kiss your ass all the time. I'm gonna say, yeah, congratulations, you did damn things. I'm next. Because I'll be like, yeah, congratulations, Jimmy, good for you. I say, hey, I'm next. I'm going to be on the flight. And then if I become a rap agent, I don't want nobody kissing my ass about it. I don't want nobody all up in my face every day talking about some. Yeah, Craig, I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy and so proud of you. Oh, Jimmy, I'm so happy and so proud of y'all. Oh, I knew y'all was just gonna do it. Y'all gonna do it. No, that's making and to me, when you kissing that much ass to somebody, that makes you look bad. ESPN is making themselves look bad. And by the way, Linda Cohn in blonde, no. Old school Linda Cohn look bad. Old school Linda Cohn look good. But Linda Cohn with blonde, no. She's the last of the originals there. No. So, but I've never seen one major network do a whole lot of ass kiss somebody. Wait a minute, they kiss LeBron's ass too. And they never done this before. And really, the way I see it, ESPN just made Miami a target to set them up to fail.
Uh-huh.
Now, granted, I think now I will say this one thing here, and I posted this video up about Mark Rick. I'm glad Mark Rick gone. Shout out to my boy Trey Murphy because I had to tell him this. He talking about Mark Rick is a good coach. Yeah, Mark Rick is a good ass coordinator back in the Bobby Bowden days. In Georgia, he had every opportunity. He had every team, every top three to top five net ranked Georgia team. Four of them teams could have won the national title, but he was just too conservative. He was too complacent. He didn't want to change his ways. That's what got his ass out of Miami. And and I asked Murph this same question. I'm gonna ask you, Jimmy. If you one of the most stubborn coaches and shit, and the fans complaining to you about, hey, we need to see some change around here. What are you gonna do? You gonna comply? You still gonna go in your fuck ways to the point you lose your job?
I mean, if it's stuff that needs to be changed, then I'll change it. But if it's stuff that's getting me to where I need to go, hell no, I'm not gonna listen to all that shit. So it depends on what is what. Whereas Mark Rick clearly saw the issue because to me, he had a great quarterback for 5 years in DJ Shockey, and I've always felt that he was a better quarterback than David Green. And
Hell yeah.
how I noticed this was when DJ Shockley finally became the official starting quarterback where he didn't have any competition. He took Georgia all the way to he took Georgia only had one loss and took them all the way to the Sugar Bowl where they barely lost to West Virginia with Pat White and what's that other running back name? I can't even think of
Steve Slayton.
Steve Slayton. You know what I'm saying? So I think what would have happened had he started DJ Shockey all 4 years? I felt they would have probably gotten a championship some point at that time. You know what I'm saying? Because when they was losing to Florida, because the Florida losing streak was still there. You know what I'm saying? When they were losing to Florida all those years, they were barely losing to Florida. And I felt like if they had played both of them at the same time, they would have ultimately won. If they had DJ Shockey at the position, I felt like they would have won. You know what I'm saying? Because when he became the starting quarterback at Georgia, they finally beat Florida that year. So, you know what I'm saying? Mark Richt did a lot of crazy shit at the helm at the head coaching position and stuff like that. And this not to take nothing away from Mark Richt as a head coach. He did a hell of a job at Georgia, the second winningest coach behind the other guy. I can't think of him. Vince Dooley. He's the second winningest coach behind Vince Dooley at Georgia. So I mean, he was a good coach, but he wasn't good enough for those schools. He wasn't good enough for Georgia, and he damn sure wasn't good enough for Miami. Because Miami is one of those schools is if you're not trying to produce a national championship or have potential to win a national championship, your ass is going to be out the door within 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you have to understand the expectation of the University of Miami. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Miami is a private school, but that don't mean you can't recruit at Miami. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is when it comes to that.
Yeah, but my gripe is why all of a sudden ESPN just kissing Manny's ass, dog.
I mean, and then Manny didn't do nothing on the recruiting trail either. He got number 35th, and for a Miami team to get number 35th on Rivals.com, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, because Mark Richt had already recruited the top players that he had.
Exactly.
So he's picking up where Mark Richt started.
Oh yeah, so he's gonna have to do a better job of recruiting. He's gonna have to compete with Clemson and Florida State in recruiting. You got to understand when you go to Miami, 35 on Rivals.com is very, 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 very unacceptable at Miami. Yep. If you want to find a way to get your ass about the door, be on some leftover shit, man.
Ask Tubby Smith.
Exactly. So you got to do a better job of recruiting. You can't recruit no rinky-dink players to Miami. People want to see wins. People want to see you produce, man. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about Miami is Miami got not only Miami alumni supporting their team, they got local rappers. You know what I'm saying? They don't fuck with Florida International out there? Yeah, Florida International. People don't fuck with Florida International. They fuck with the U, man. So you got to produce. Yep. Say what now?
Shit. Yeah, Butch Davis running that ship. And then you got Lane Kiffin stealing all the top players out. He had Florida Atlantic. He's stealing all of the best players that Miami got. Shit.
Yeah, because the main high schools is Northwestern, Santa Aquinas up in same thing as Miami. They're Fort Lauderdale, but that's the same area. You know what I'm saying? Because all you gotta do is catch a train and from Miami and you're in Fort Lauderdale. So that's basically the same fucking area. So I mean, you got to go to hit those top schools, man. So it is what it is when it comes to Manny Diaz. Manny Diaz got to produce, man.
Yep.
Manny Diaz got to produce, or for ESPN hyping, it ain't no use. So it is what it is when it comes to them.
Yep. All right. Found a fan question in my inbox. This is directed to you, Jimmy. Because I always tell people, I see any fan questions, you can direct me to myself, and then I'll ask for on behalf of Let's Draw Something, the Jimmy J Smooth Network. This comes from a guy by the name of Myron down in your neck of the woods. He wants to know, and the subject is Russell. That's how he put it, like in a question. He said, "Hello, guys." He said, "I'm glad to hear that Craig is back in the fold with his Let's Draw Something. I enjoyed last week's show, but but I would like Jimmy to answer this question. Now that the Houston Rockets has acquired Russell Westbrook in a trade from OKC for Chris Paul, why does Jimmy call him Russell Resthaven? Does he not like this guy? Why, oh why? Wait. He said, why, oh why does he call him Russell Resthaven? And what are the origins of the Russell Resthaven name?
Let me get
Thank
my
you,
roommate to
Myron.
turn this music down just a little bit because I don't know if y'all can hear it. Let me get him to turn it down just a little bit. Hold on, guys.
No, I ain't here.
I'll answer. Oh, you can't hear it? Okay, so it's perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna leave them as it is. But um, the origins of Russell Resthaven is basically the nigga fucked up OKC, man. It is what it is. When Russell Resthaven was the shoot first point guard and pass second, he took away a lot of OKC's ability to win a NBA championship. I'm not saying for somebody to Westbrook is a good scorer, but the thing is, he does the shit at the wrong fucking time. When he needs to score, he doesn't. When he needs to pass it, he doesn't. And that is the reason why Kevin Durant end up going to Golden State is because of those dynamic. You know what I'm saying? The boy is basically a rest haven for L's. He's the reason why. Well, I put that on Oklahoma's management. So Oklahoma's management basically lost James Harden. So I can't put that on him. But had James Harden stayed at OKC and had Russell Westbrook put up the statistical numbers, the triple doubles and the triple bubbles, all the shit he doing now, OKC would have had at least one. I'm about to say national championship. One championship with that crew. You know what I'm saying? Because Russell Westbrook would have done the things he needed to do to help them win. The reason why they went down, they was up 3-1 and blew that 3-1 lead was Westbrook. Hands down, Westbrook didn't do what he needed to do. Like Game 6, he wasn't aggressive enough. Game 7, he just fucked it up. So it is what it is when it comes to that, man. So he's a rest haven for L's. It is pretty much self-explanatory. When I say this on my show, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty much self-explanatory. The dude is a rest haven for L's. And hopefully he does better at the Houston Rockets because they have the potential to do it. If he can become more of a passer, if he can sacrifice his game to James Harden, you know what I'm saying, and not be so selfish, I'm saying it now. I'm saying it right now. The Houston Rockets will give the Lakers a run for their money. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. Did you hear about the news with the Houston Rockets, by the way, getting off subject real quick?
No, I didn't. Because go ahead and tell me, because I'm pulling up something for that response about that. But go ahead and share everybody, if you will, the news about that.
With the Houston Rockets, they're looking to make another trade on top of the Westbrook trade. And
wow.
You know, this is confirmed by Ticket TV, and I told y'all so that Fertitta is trying to get a championship as soon as possible, where James Harden is in his prime. So all of this shit I've been telling y'all about for the longest. Ticket TV confirmed this. I basically confirmed it the moment Fertitta got on the press conference and say we gonna kick Golden State ass, because like I say, Fertitta's been in business for many years out here. And one thing about him, he does not like being second best. He don't like being third best. He likes to be the best at what he does. You know what I'm saying? So he loves that shine. You know what I'm saying? He's a quiet individual. He's a Cancer, but he loves shine. You know what I'm saying? So the type of businessman he is, he's gonna want to compete on the level of the LA Lakers. So basically the Lakers and Houston Rockets, that's going to be a little rivalry, or at least they're going to renew their rivalry like it was in the 1980s. So it is what it is when it comes to that. I told y'all so. Just know I told y'all so about the Houston Rockets, and it looks like Capella may be up out of there. Now, who they
Wow.
gonna trade for? I don't know. But they've been talking about making a trade with Golden State. They've been talking about making a trade with somebody. So the next man out is probably Clint Cabela, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I can see that happening. But hey, in lieu of what you said about Russell Westbrook, I pulled up a funny clip. This is what and it's a throwback clip. This is what happened when Russell Westbrook found out that Kevin Durant went to Golden State. Hold on.
I,
Hold on. You ready, Jimmy?
go ahead, man.
All right, here you go.
Hey, bitch, come here. Got your motherfucking man, come here.
If you didn't catch that part, that was pretty Tony from the Mac. Did you
Oh
hear it?
man,
You want to
yeah.
play it again so you can catch it? Wait a minute. I gotta I gotta do it again, dog.
Oh man,
Hold on. I gotta do it again. Hold on.
do it.
Hold on. Hold on. All right, hold on. It's on Goldie. But then there's some more to that shit. All right. Here you go.
Hey, bitch, come here. Got your motherfucking man, come here.
All right, here we go.
Mr. Pretty Tony, I mean, you know the rules of the game.
That's Kevin Garnett telling Westbrook, you know the rules to the game.
Uh huh.
You bitch just chose me. Now we can settle this like you got some class, so we can get into some gangster shit. You shade tree nigga. You ain't no pimp. You're a rest haven for hoes. You're a car thief. A car thief. The one you got out there is probably hot as a firecracker right now.
And on the last part, this is what happened. This is what happened when somebody on OKC on OKC staff laughed at Westbrook after what happened. Let me pull it back up.
2007, right? Motherfucker, can
Hold
you
on.
find that? Nigga, next time you hear grown folks talking, shut the fuck up, here.
So Byron, that is a clear reason as to why Jimmy McWright calls Russell Westbrook Russell Resthaven. And even though he's finna wear a Rockets uniform, he will still be Russell Resthaven. And I can see Jimmy at a game right now calling Russell Westbrook Russell Resthaven in his face, and Russell Westbrook would try to get him banned from the arena. I can see that shit, boy. If Jimmy get on ESPN, no, fuck that. If Jimmy get on Skip and Shannon with him get into it, oh man, I'm gonna wear Westbrook's ass out, and I'm gonna say it, man. But
Yeah.
again, Myron, but again,
Got out there, probably. Cash money. I give $35,000 plus one, right? The one I gave. No, you gave me six, though, right?
that's Kevin Durant talking to Steph Curry.
1 plus 6 is 7. $35,000 and 7, right? Motherfucker, can you find that?
That is the
Uh,
origins of the Russell Rest Haven.
oh yeah, man. I would play
Oh yeah. But
Project Pat Don't Save Her, but they'll flag the shit out of me, man. 3-6 Mafia flag the shit out of me, man. So I can't do it, man.
damn. But
Yeah.
yeah, I gave everybody a laugh there.
Oh,
Speaking of NBA, Jim McWright has reported, so has brought to my attention about Greg Popovich making not only one big name hire, but a possible one, another one. Go ahead.
yeah. Now, Greg Popovich early last week, he hired Tim Duncan as an assistant, um, and he welcomed Tim Duncan with open arms. The management and the ownership is also happy that Tim Duncan is a part of the coaching staff. Um, Also, Greg Popovich is looking to hire Manu Ginobili, a part of the coaching staff as
Oh,
well. You know what I'm saying? So
oh
yeah,
hell yeah.
so I mean, that's not a bad move for Greg Popovich. And I'm gonna explain the reasons why it's good that Tim Duncan become an assistant coach as well as Manu Ginobili become an assistant coach. Um, that's not a bad move because now Greg Popovich got somebody on the bench that is a successful basketball player that always helps. You know, what little bit of game that Dwight Howard had, Patrick Ewing did try to work on him with some post moves. Now, Dwight
Hmm.
Howard obviously didn't listen to Patrick Ewing because his jumper wouldn't have been no Reggie ass jumper or no Reggie ass hook shot. But
Right.
Patrick Ewing did try to work with him. You can say that. You cannot take that away from him. You know what I'm saying? Like
True.
when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was an assistant coach with the Clippers, he did his best to try to work with Michael Olowokandi, which Olowokandi, he was all right.
He had his moment.
Yeah, he had his moments. So it's good to have somebody that's been in uniform to try to mentor the guys and stuff like that. Because he's already a mentor to LaMarcus Aldridge, so it's good that he returned back on the bench to help the team out. And I think it's good for Tim Duncan himself in case he want to try to get in the coaching ranks. Because let me tell you guys something out there. And I'm speaking of basketball players or anybody that plays sports, period. Just because you can play the sport don't mean you can coach the sport. I
Hmm.
don't give a damn if you're Michael Jordan. If you're, just because Michael Jordan is a great player don't mean he has the wherewithal to coach the game. You know what I'm saying? You may be the player coach in the locker room, but you may not know how to guide a team of 15 players and uh, whatsoever assistant coaches and the trainers and all of that. That's a whole nother ball game. Just because you can play the game don't mean you can coach the game. Because when it comes to coaching, you gotta be patient with certain players. Sometimes you might just got a fucking dick in the booty, dick ass, punk ass motherfucker in the goddamn locker room. But you know what I'm saying? You may have to deal with this stupid motherfucker because if you just put this nigga on the bench, now your job is on the line. And not only that, uh, you know, you may just get kicked out the fucking door. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Trying to put your best player on the bench. So sometimes you may have to deal with it. Sometimes you may have to take that L and stuff like that. And we're talking about NBA basketball. We're not talking about college basketball. But for the most part, what I'm saying works the same in both college, high school, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's some great ass basketball players that can't coach worth the shit.
Hell no.
Let me repeat that. Let me repeat that one more time. It is some great ass basketball players that can't coach worth a shit.
Nope.
It's some out there. I'm not saying all of them, all great basketball players can't coach, because there have been some out there. But the dynamics is different because you got to understand personalities disorder. You got to understand personalities. Sometimes the best head coaches it's pretty much the most garbage players on the basketball
Oh
team.
hell yeah.
They got a Reggie ass jumper, but they probably know what it takes to you know what I'm saying. Hey, I want you to do this. I want you to do that. Probably have the best system out there. And damn, bam, you know what I'm saying. Shit, they make good basketball teams. Sometimes it is what it is, and I have to respectfully disagree with someone I respect, because somebody said, how you gonna teach a guy how to be a good basketball player and you was a slow ass basketball player? Easy. Have a good system in place. You know what I'm saying? Same thing in football, same thing in baseball, whatever sport you want to call it. Some guys are just not great players, but they can coach their fucking ass off. They know what it takes to motivate you. They know what it takes to draw up X's and O's for sure. So
Yep.
the thing
But
the thing is, for Tim Duncan, I think that's a great thing for him, because I think Popovich is probably maybe 5 years away from retirement, in my personal opinion. So,
and when you think about it, San Antonio Spurs are a more subtle version of New England, minus the cheating.
yeah, exactly.
You know, Popovich, whereas Belichick, if you sneeze wrong in front of Bill Belichick, he'll cut your ass. Greg Popovich, man, he gonna work with you.
Exactly.
Like DeMar DeFrozen. Popovich been telling this man, hey, you gonna work on a lot of things with me. I ain't seen, and lately, we've been seeing the same DeMar DeFrozen.
Exactly.
So excuse me, y'all. So he's gonna have to get better. And then, funny you said that about like with football and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Reid was nothing. Andy Reid was he was on Green Bay as an offensive analyst
Right.
on that coaching staff. Now
Uh,
look what this man doing.
Exactly.
So he can't coach. Andy Reid couldn't coach worth for shit. But his second year in Philadelphia, he got their ass to the playoffs.
Yep.
First year, hell, injuries fucked him up. But shit, ever since that second year, they've been in the playoffs ever since, man. So,
Yep.
but like Jimmy said, some of the great basketball players can't coach worth for shit. Well, let's make one long exception. Bill Russell.
Yeah, Bill Russell was the exception. But when I say some great basketball players can't coach worth of shit, that's a general statement. That's not for every player out there, not for every Hall of Fame player out there. That does not, because Lenny Wilkins was a great basketball player and ended up as a great basketball coach.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He was the first guy to get 1,000 wins as a head coach on professional or college level. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Now, nobody talks about that. Now he's chilling now. What he doing now anyway?
He's pretty much retired. I don't think he's ever going to come back to the game. He did a good job with Toronto, and Toronto damn near went to the conference finals when he became the head coach at Toronto as well.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember I remember what was that when he was the coach for Atlanta. They damn near beat the Bulls when they had Christian Layton. When they had Christian Layton in them, they damn near beat them.
Yeah. So yeah, Lenny Wilkins was a hell of a coach, but he was the exception in terms of great player. Like Dave Cowens wasn't a bad coach at all. We're talking about a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? He would just put in some bad situations, particularly with Charlotte and another team he coached. He was put in some bad situations because his system was good.
Yeah.
Glenn Rice, B.J. Armstrong, and those guys, Anthony Mason, they gave people hell.
Yeah. Yeah, the 96-97 Charlotte Hornets, Anthony Mason, Glenn Rice, Vlade Divac. Who else you said?
B.J. Armstrong.
And B.J. Armstrong. I was mad as hell about that shit. Yeah, Dale Curry, the Bulls traded B.J. to Charlotte. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
so Jordan didn't like that shit, though.
Yeah. He didn't like that. But Dave Cowens was a good – he wasn't a great coach, but I think he would have turned out great. But like I say, those were the exceptions to the rule. It's not always the case.
Now, them Charlotte teams he coached, though, man, I mean, they did – his first year, they won 50-something games. And then the second year, they won 60.
Yeah.
They wasn't nobody to play with, man. I mean, but I think the reason why Cowens did, well, from what I understood, Cowens and the owner at the time, who's a known racist, no, Cowens didn't like that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Dave Cowens, he made it known. He said, I don't like working for people that don't respect my players.
Exactly.
No matter what color they are.
And not only that, when they traded Glenn Rice, that was the end of his job as well. That was a big major mistake because that would end up helping the Lakers win a championship. He would be the key piece in that first Lakers championship. So Cowens, he put Cowens in a fucked up position. He didn't try to get anything of value with him or anything. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Jones was an okay player, but he played behind Van Exel and Shaq. So it was one of those things to where he didn't replace him with a good enough player that could have brought them over the top. So that was a situation to where Dave Cowens hands was tied behind his back. You know what I'm saying? So I can't piss on again. He was a good coach. He just didn't have the personnel he needed to help bring those guys over the top. So he was the lone exception to the rule of what I'm saying and stuff like that. But again, I think Tim Duncan is doing the right thing if he plans on getting the head coaching. You know what I'm saying? Learn as much as you can from Popovich. Now playtime is over. Now you're not learning as a player. Now you're learning how to be a coach. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to get some guys to mentor and stuff like that. So I think if he learns what he needs to learn, I think he'll be the next head coach at San Antonio if Popovich retires. And I'm giving Popovich about a 5-year, maybe 7 years if he has the health ability, but I don't think he's going to go past 5. So that's my personal opinion. And hopefully Ginobili joins him at the coaching staff. People can learn something from Manu Ginobili as well. And again, if Ginobili plans on being in the head coaching position, same thing will apply to Manu Ginobili. But I think the San Antonio Spurs, even without Popovich being at the helm, they'll be in good hands, whoever ends up becoming the head coach at the San Antonio Spurs. Do you have anything else you want to say before we go to the next topic?
Oh no, that's it. I mean, I agree with you wholeheartedly, 100%. I mean, because I think Papa setting them up. I wouldn't be surprised if Papa got 2 more years left in him.
Yeah, and that wouldn't surprise me anyway because he's up in age. I think he's in his 60s. I don't know how old he is off the top of my head, but he's up there. And as you get older, at some point you don't have that fiery spirit. You don't have that energy like you used to. So you kind of let things slide as a head coach. Whereas when you were younger, you're not going to let that shit slide. So
right.
It's different up in age and stuff like that. And then you start all types of health problems and stuff. So it is what it is.
What it is.
So back on boxing, I need to address this. Rest in peace to Maxim Dashiell. Dashiell, I don't know if I'm spelling it. I know his name is Maxim. And unfortunately, he ended up dying in the ring 2 days after he suffered a mean beating at the helm of his opponents. And one thing that should be commended, even though the guy ended up dying, is Hall of Fame trainer and boxer Buddy McGurf. Buddy McGurf made the right decision by calling the fight. He might have needed to stop it a round before, but I don't know if he would have survived either way. But he definitely should be commended for at least, saving him a couple of more days. Having him here a couple of more days because not many trainers, you know what I'm saying, take over the situation and be like, hey, you don't need to fight no more. Buddy McGurk took control of the situation and be like, hey, we can't let you can't go out there. He said, please don't go back out there. And unfortunately, it didn't work out for him. And you as a trainer, and Buddy McGurk is one of the better trainers in boxing. You know what I'm saying? If you're a future guy with prospect who want to learn the fundamentals, definitely he's one of the guys that go to. If you want to, keep yourself from being, keep yourself protected. He's a good guy. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know if he recognized it at the round early. I think the guy would have still been in here. But again, he definitely should be commended on stopping the fight when he stopped it. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, but I hate when guys get killed in the ring. It could happen in any combat sports, MMA, kickboxing, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So learn some defense, guys. That learning a little bit of defense, moving your head a little bit, that might keep you from getting killed because all it takes is one punch and that could change your life. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately for Maxim Dashiell, he had a host of punches that he was taking a lot of punishment, and the guy left a wife and a kid. Unfortunately for that, he came all the way from Russia and stuff like that, and trying to make a better living. Basically, lived with Buddy McGirt, so I know how he feels about this particular situation. But I definitely commend him for stopping the fight when he stopped it. I just wish the guy had a pull through. And like I say, man, we as boxing fans, I love boxing. I love the knockout. I love the ability to make a dude just throw in the towel or whatever. But we got to understand as boxing fans, there's more to boxing. People, these guys put their lives on the line and stuff like that. So rest in peace to the family, to his family, and to his training camp, as well as whoever was promoting him out there. You have any thing you want to say about that?
No, man, just rest in peace, man. Because I heard about this on the new when I was going to work on V101. Excuse me. I think I think that was either Thursday or Friday that was reported. But it just sucks, man. I mean, dude taking ass whooping like that, your head is not designed to take a pounding at all from anything like that.
Exactly.
So, I mean, like and Jimmy, like you said, man, if people, if you, and whether if it's boxing, it ain't got to be boxing, a regular street fighting or whatever. You gotta learn how to defend you, protect your head, like the old rap song said about. I think Wu Tang Clan did it, like protect your neck,
Exactly.
protect it, yeah,
Exactly.
protect your head, protect your neck and your head too. So,
Exactly. And unfortunately for this guy, his only loss end up as his last loss, and you don't ever want that to happen as well. It was just very unfortunate, man. The first time he loses, he ends up dying, and that's just definitely unfortunate for him, man, because the guy was actually living with Buddy McGirt at one time before he ended up married and stuff like that. So the guy was in position for a particular title shot had he won this fight, and it just so happens he didn't live to see that. So definitely protect yourself. Learn how to move your head. Don't be a sitting punching bag. You know what I'm saying? Because you can have the best chin in the world, and all it takes is a
it
one
just takes just
accurate.
one.
Yeah, it just takes one good accurate punch. A person don't have to be a strong puncher to knock you out. Contrary to popular belief, they don't have to be a strong puncher. You know what I'm saying? All they got to do is hit you in the right spot. Hit you right on the button on the chin, or hit you right in your temple, and it's over for you.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Sergey Kovalev last year. Even though I was happy that motherfucker lost, he didn't lose the fight because the guy was a particularly big puncher. He got hit in the temple, and he had to go to the hospital immediately, according to New York State Athletic Commission's rules. He had to go to. He ended up in the hospital. Now he didn't end up getting killed, but there was protocol. That's New York protocol. When you get knocked out, you have to immediately go to whatever hospital that's nearby. You have to go to the nearest hospital to be checked out. And if you don't check out, you can't fight in the state of New York for an entire year. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad New York is one of the states that put their foot down in terms of regulation and stuff like that. More states need to do that on the athletic commission. But he got knocked out because he got hit in the temple, and and he took a temple shot with a left hook. You know what I'm saying, on one of the other two knockdowns, because he got knocked down 3 times in the fight before he ended up stopping. I'm talking about Sergey Kovalev, not the individual that ended up dying. But that's just an example of what can happen to you in an actual fight. A person does not have to be the strongest puncher in the world. They just got to hit you in the right spot, and it's over for you. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Get the right trainer that's willing to, train you right and stuff like that. So it is what it is when it comes to that, man. So, yes, sir.
Almost definitely.
Yeah. Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas told
Yeah.
ESPN he have no regrets throwing the finger at Sneaky Pete. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, that man.
Would you have any regret? Would you have any regrets?
Man, I wouldn't have had no regrets with Sneaky Pete, man. I mean, that was some fuck shit on his end for getting rid of Earl.
Man, when he
Thomas,
did it,
man.
I was like, he told Pete Carroll, man, fuck you. Gonna put that man in the game knowing he was hurt.
Yeah, and that's fucked up on his end, and he could have ended this dude's career. I'm not sure where Earl Thomas is. Who is he playing for? The Cowboys or somebody?
The Ravens.
The Ravens.
Yep.
So he might have a chance to resalvage his career, but Earl, I can't blame Earl Thomas for that. Earl Thomas was one of the main members of the Legion of Boom. You know, I mean, it's just crazy. It's just crazy, brother.
Yeah.
He's from the Dallas area, of course. You know what I'm saying. So I know some of the people that's listening from Dallas is, what I'm saying, was glad he threw that middle finger up at that man. So 6-time Pro Bowler. I think he's at 30, so I say he probably got 3 or 4 more good years left in him in football. So it is what it is with Earl Thomas, man. I just hope he has a good career with the Ravens and be able to mentor the younger crowd. Hopefully he has a Hall of Fame career. With the statistics, he's on his way. Uh, I would definitely like him to get some more interceptions so he can
Yeah.
be a lock for the Hall of Fame and stuff like that.
Make
So
some tackles
it's
too.
yeah. So I hope it's so. It is what it is when it comes to Earl Thomas, man. So hopefully Pete Carroll can what I'm saying, rectify this situation, man. So they the man so the man won't have a reason to keep on throwing fingers at you. So it
Mhm.
is what it
What
is.
it
Did we
is.
talk about the clash of money my boy Bayard had, or did we already jump on that topic?
Yeah, we already jumped on that topic. So I thought you was talking about Marcus Mariota, but
Okay. I
they,
just want to make sure because I'm going off my linear notes as well. Um,
yeah,
but what is not in my notes is Disney has had 2 more movies to go over the $1 billion mark, and that's Aladdin
Lion
and Fine.
King.
Lion King will sometime this week. It's not officially there, but maybe after they count it Monday, it'd probably be over the $1 billion mark. But it definitely made more money than the original Lion King by about 20 million. So it will definitely be there. Maybe either Monday, between Monday and Wednesday, it'll be over the $1 billion mark. So at least 4 of the top 5 movies in the country, I mean in the world. I have to say world because it is what it is. The 4 of the top 5 countries that have been top 5 movies that made $1 billion have all been Disney movies or Disney Marvel movies.
Yep.
And it will be a 5th one sometime this week, depending on how much they count, because sometimes people in China or Argentina are slow about counting their box office revenue. So it is what it is. Shout out to the corporation. You know what I'm saying? The Disney Corporation. I'm just interested to see when they're going to actually, what they're going to do with the Little Mermaid. Has it already been made or whatever? Or is it still speculation? We know for sure one of the Bailey sisters, is going to be in it. Who from Parkwood Entertainment? Who this is Beyonce's record label. We know for sure that Hallie's going to be in it. The twin, one of the
Yeah.
twins. We know for sure. We know Idris Elba, according to reports, is confirmed. According to reports, that he's going to be the father in the movie, and they're trying to get something worked out with Octavia Spencer
Or
the Ursula. Yeah, so they're trying to get something worked out. That's not confirmed just yet, but I think when that movie comes out, it'll go well over $1 billion.
yep. And speaking of Beyonce, I saw Lion King yesterday. I enjoyed it. Everybody did their part well. Chiwetel Ejiofor Scar is asshole incarnate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Much like how Jeremy Irons was in the thing, Chiwetel channeled the brothers, the villain he played in the brothers for this role.
yeah.
When Simba jacked him up, he was like, "Your father, man." Like, man, let me tell you something. I killed him.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, damn. But
yeah.
then when Scar slapped Sarabi, boy, when Sarabi got off on him, and then Pumbaa was like, "Was he supposed
Mhm.
to do that?" It's like, whoa. But my only gripe about it, Beyonce needs her voice. Her voice acting is good, but she comes off as too strong on a lot of shit. I don't know
Yeah,
if she can't help it, because if I was to cast somebody as Nala, I would have went with the girl that played Creed's girlfriend in
Yeah,
Creed 2.
yes. I know he Tessa
Cause
Thompson.
her voice is more pleasant.
Tessa Thompson.
Cause see,
Yes.
I mean, and Donald Glover, he did a damn good job as Simba too. Man. And but
Yeah.
that fight scene though, and then when that famous scene
Uh-huh.
when Mufasa was telling Scar to help him, and Scar jacked him up, he's like, long live the king. Like, fuck off me. And then somebody in the theater said asshole. I'm like, damn. But but when you think about it, Lion King is more about like the Cain killed Abel type thing. And then when Simba asked Mufasa about what is that over there, like the Badlands, he basically told Simba, "Don't go. That's the hood. Don't go over there." But overall, I mean, John Favreau once again pulls another trick out the hat. He did a damn good job. You know, nothing against Beyonce, but I think Tessa Thompson should have been more for the role of Nala than this one.
Yeah, and a lot of people criticized it, or at least the critics, because most of the people who love the Lion King didn't give a damn. But for the most part, it wasn't a lot of changes from the original one. But my question to the people that criticized it: what the fuck you gonna change with this motherfucker?
You
It's
couldn't change nothing. And
exactly.
actually, and I mean to throw you off. Originally,
Yeah,
Jeremy Irons was supposed to reprise his role as Scar, but there was a
yeah,
sketch, but he had a scheduling conflict, so they went with Chiwetel.
exactly. Exactly. And from my understanding, he lives in England, so that's one of those
Yep.
things to where a lot of times guys do English movies and English roles out there. I'm not gonna say he fell off as on the American market, because if you're doing good on an international level, you're still doing good. But when you know what I'm saying, become more of the local or domestic in their terms, you're gonna have those scheduling conflicts. So it was one of those things to where the right person got the role and stuff like that. Like I say, it was just the black version of the Lion King. That's basically all it was.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying, in my personal opinion. But it wasn't bad. It
It was
wasn't bad at all.
it wasn't bad, but it
Yeah,
was good. I mean, Alfred Wood, she held her own. I mean, good. Shout
yeah,
out to her
yeah.
because
The only
she put some. Hey, now with that scene with her when her and Scar got into it, bruh,
yeah.
whew, you
Oh
haven't
yeah,
done nothing.
exactly.
When she
So
said
like,
you haven't done nothing ever since you took up, bam, whoa, like
exactly.
damn. But
You know.
then I was telling everybody now in the animated version of the Lion King 2, everybody
Uh huh.
wondered what happened to the hyenas. The hyenas sided, they rolled with Simba in the animated Lion King 2 movie.
Exactly.
So they roll with Simba. So I don't know if they're gonna do. I don't. Shit, if they do a part two, it'll probably be a direct video type thing, or if they do one on the big screen, that'll surprise me. But
Yeah, I think if this thing hits close to $2 billion, you might have a second one.
yep,
It just may be a possibility because initially they projected the original Lion King over $1 billion, but then they only did 932 million, which still wasn't bad, especially for that time, because
right.
not too many movies at that time did over 800 million, much less 932 million. So I mean, if they I'll say if they hit 1.5 billion, or if they get close to 2.2 billion, they gonna do another one. Best to believe that, because that's gonna be too much money they're gonna leave on the table. They'll have more than enough production budget to pay the people to come back, or whoever they want. Even if Beyonce don't come back, they have more than enough money to pay a Tessa Thompson or whoever to come back. You know what I'm saying? Because they can pay them on the back end, they can pay them on the front end, whatever they want to do. Because
Yep.
ever since that Robin Williams situation took place, Disney is smart enough to pay people on the front end. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? We talked about it when we was talking about Aladdin. You know what I'm saying? They paid this dude $30,000, and he was used to making $8 million up front, and you know what I'm saying. Screen Actors Guild got involved, and they had to drop it off. So ever since then, they like, okay, we gonna either pay you up front or give you a set rate. You know what I'm saying? 10%, 20%, whatever comes out of the gross box office. So you know they gonna have that shit together this time. Best to believe that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is when it comes to that, man. So
Yeah.
yes, sir, man. Now, Iowa State Film Study. Now, as we've been talking, I kind of forgot the film study, but I was watching it because I have it muted. But the the defense looked a lot like New England's defense to a certain degree. Bill Belichick.
Who's Jimmy talking about? We did some film study of the Iowa State Cyclones' football defense. They're known for their
Yeah,
offense. They can put points on the board, but they're also weren't known about their defense till now. But go ahead.
yeah, but they're 3-3-5 or 3-2-6 or whatever their defense is, depending on the package and situation. Their 3-3-5 is pretty intense, and then not only that, to my surprise, their run defense is pretty good. Now they do give up 100 yards a game, but in the college game, that's not necessarily bad. In the NFL, that would be cutting it close. But their run defense is people go to the ball very fast, and
Right.
it looks a lot like a hybrid cover two mixed in with the Bill Belichick 3-4 defense. You know, except this is a 3-3-5 defense. This is from what I'm seeing. You may see something slightly different than what I'm seeing, but from the game film I'm picking up, it's a hard defense to deal with. I mean, they put you in a position to where either you're gonna throw an interception or you're gonna throw that bitch out of bounds, or you're gonna throw a straight up incompletion in the process of trying to make a move. What is your take on the 3-3-5 or 3-2-6 defense?
I really think, well, shit, this is really one of the most hardest defenses to copy because if you saw at the end of the film, the copycats, and big shout out to the guy that did it. His name's Quentin. I forgot his last name. Good job on that, by the way, because I'm gonna hit him up. Uh, Three teams in the Big 12 tried to copy it with disastrous results. We know Texas tried to copy it, and then TCU tried to copy it. But there are a little flaws I did see. You know, as far as like, I'm gonna put it like this: you might as well, in a passing game, it's more of a offense that's designed to stop the pass when you got 5 to 6 deep in the secondary. But you're gonna need a shitload of run support when you having like three when you got 3 and 3 down. You know, 3 linebackers and uh two excuse me. You got the nose tackle and 2 defensive ends.
Yeah,
You sacrificing a lot of the run defense. But I have seen some 3-3-5s that can stop both the run and the pass. The Jolie Dunn Memphis Tiger teams that had D'Angelo Williams, the one that basically hell, Stone Cold Steve Austin gave a shout out to that Memphis team because he said he sat and watched, and that was the North Texas is his alma mater. He said he was sitting there watching them when they New Orleans Bowl. He said North Texas had got their ass whooped by the defense. He said the score was what it indicated. He said, but North Texas got their ass whooped by that defense. Shit. I mean, but you gotta have a good run schematic. Now, it's a lot of schemes, there's a lot of hidden coverages up in that. But I want to see somebody bring back the old school 4-3. But
yeah,
I think Pete Carroll is running at the 4-3 under, but I want to see it brought back to a full extent because because you don't see it no more, man. You see the 3-3-5, the 3-2-6, all nickel packages and 3-4, and mainly a lot of teams. A lot of teams in the NFL is playing a lot of 3-4.
yeah,
A lot of teams in college is playing a lot of 3-4, with the exception of the Tennessee the Sauls, the sorry ass Vols. They're playing a 4-3 nickel. So, but it's a good defense, and the coach, what's his name, John Hitchcock. He crafted up a damn good one.
Oh yeah.
So he
Oh
a damn good schematic out of it. I still say it's hard to copy.
yeah, it is. It's very hard to copy, and you have very little room to work with on that particular defense from what I'm looking at and stuff like that. So it's a hell of a defense to try to throw against. I mean, you got to be real unpredictable as an offensive coordinator in the process of using that to playing against that particular defense.
Yep, most deaf. So it was a good film study and learn some more about it. Hopefully we're gonna see more. We're gonna be seeing some of that in football soon. So and you make shit. They'll probably upset Oklahoma with that shit. They had them beat last year,
Uh huh.
but they got cheated. But other than that, it is what it is. But Jimmy, I'd like to talk about another little subject, man. Saw on a Facebook news feed, a guy was talking about his coworker was saying something. The guy was talking about his coworker was saying that the guy had to leave early because because his girl had to go to his second job. Okay, now need I ask you, and I'm gonna say this, Jimmy, in your opinion, because I have some mixed
Mm-hmm.
views. Well, I really don't have any mixed views about it because when it comes down to it, it's her prerogative. Whether if a man makes the man can make the most bread off of one job, you know. Do you have a problem with a man letting his woman uh work two jobs despite him being the breadwinner?
Mm, not necessarily, unless you got a game. If there's no kids involved, I don't see nothing wrong with that particular. Uh, I don't see anything wrong with it. But when you got kids involved, that could be a little strenuous there, unless you're working 4 hours on one job and working eight maybe. Because when you're working 16 hours a day as anybody on two different jobs, that could be a beast right there. So it depends on the situation. If we're just trying to cut down on the house payment temporarily until the house is almost paid off, then I see nothing wrong uh, with that particular move. Again, if kids are involved, which ultimately at some point kids will be involved. I wouldn't recommend a woman work two jobs. Get you one full time job, a decent job for the most part, and then call it a day because it's already hectic on a woman trying to do her household duties or her womanly duties
Yeah,
with that. So I mean, if it's something, if kids involved, that I mean, I don't know if I would allow her to do that in particular. That don't stop a woman from working. Please don't. What you guys do, don't ever stop your woman from working. If she's trying to bring
no,
something to the table and ain't on no bullshit fable, then better bring it to the table. You know what I'm saying? But two jobs, as long as there's no kids involved, I don't see nothing wrong with it. That's all I'm
that's
saying.
that's true. Yeah, that's true. I mean, everybody's situation is different. It's basically what Jimmy said. And there's more ways of saying. I mean, now like there are no children involved. I
Uh,
mean, whatever. Okay, like, I'm gonna tell a story. My ex-wife worked fucking two jobs. I even told her she didn't need to work two of them.
uh,
Cause where I worked at the time, and then turned around and had my VA school money coming in, then my art commission money and so forth. I had money coming in. I had some little healthy little things a month, pieces of change coming in on my end, along with the fact I was working than anything. But the fact was, I made more than her than she had with two jobs. And she didn't need to work it. But when she admitted to me, she said that's what she's been used to doing. I was like, okay, I could talk her out of it. I mean, I didn't like it, but at the time, I wanted her to at least just work one job instead of just going for two. But some, but like I say, every situation is different. Maybe a woman wants to work a second job because maybe a woman wants to work a second job because she wants that new she want her a new coach bag. She want to get her a coach ensemble, or she want to work her second job so she can knock out the remaining bit of her car note. Despite the fact that, fellas, if you do give her the money to pay for that shit, if you knock out some of it down, she wanna go. She gonna, a woman gonna do them regardless. Let's just be honest. They're
Mhm.
gonna do them regardless. Just like a man's gonna do. A man gonna go out and do what he gonna do. If a man gonna choose to won't go out there and be a hoe, that's his business. A man gonna choose to be a family man and whatever, that's his business. If a man gonna choose to work two jobs, even though if he by himself, he will choose to work two jobs because, hey, ain't no decent looking women out there. The dating life ain't for him for not or whatnot. He gonna go out and work them two jobs. A man gonna do him. A man is gonna do himself, and a woman is gonna do a woman.
Mhm.
So I mean, so the way I look at it, I mean, despite the fact, but more of the story is, hey, despite the fact, she worked them two jobs, and where the money went, that's ancient history. And Jimmy, I told you publicly, not publicly, excuse me. I told you in private conversations about where the fuck all that money went. Not on my end, but on her end with two jobs.
Yeah.
On bullshit.
Yeah.
But a guy like me who had one job, VA school money, commission art money, and other things coming in on the back end, taking care of every goddamn thing is the bad guy. What
Uh-huh.
kind of fucking world we live in on that one?
Yeah. That's crazy. Uh, that's crazy. But again, uh, if you don't work them like that, you better be paying off a mortgage, paying off a car note, cutting down the mortgage to where you're making real payments and not just paying principal payments and not the interest payments. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, gotta be the only exception. Now, if you have a mom that retired and taking care of the children, then her working two jobs would not be a bad idea. If mom could watch them and other family members could watch them, that's not a bad idea. But you ain't got nobody watching them because your mama gonna be like, well, I don't feel like watching them bad ass kids and all that shit. And you have every woman that heard that goddamn conversation before. Don't act like you ain't heard it. It is what it is.
We all
But
heard it.
yeah, we've all heard it if you got kids around, if you got family members with kids at all. You heard that shit before. So in that situation, you don't want to be going through that shit. So I just say get you one good job that'll pay you for 10, 12 hours, and you got a good salary based job that'll pay you 50, good 50, 60 a year. That's not a bad idea either. But if you're gonna work some jobs like that, two jobs, you know what I'm saying, just make sure kids are not there. You know what I'm saying? So get your money up, pay your mortgage down and shit like that, and handle the business you need to handle at home.
Yeah.
So it is.
I mean, and like Jimmy say, and I said, you know, and then let me tell you something. This for everybody. It's not just men. It's everybody. You stop being so goddamn quick to judge without first of all thinking about if you were in their shoes or not.
Mhm. I agree.
Okay, like just say if Jimmy's married, he got his salary is like 120,000 a year,
Mhm.
but his wife going out here working two jobs, and he telling her, "Look, baby, you don't need to. I got this." But she does it anyway. And then when the guys find out, man, and don't tell me that, and you can't tell me this is something what some old simpy ass niggas to say, let alone some women to say. Let's start with the ladies first. Girl, I can't understand why your husband he making all that money a year and he letting you work two jobs like that. What's his problem? What he ain't doing right? Fellas will say this shit. Man, you stupid as motherfucker, dog. Ain't no way in the world I let my girl work two jobs and you make them bring home about what 100,000 a year.
Yeah. I mean,
Everybody's situation is different.
exactly.
You
Everybody's
know. Hell, she probably wouldn't have a job because she bored.
Yeah.
She probably get tired of being in the house all the time. You know. Her second job will vary. I mean, she work her regular 8 hour job Monday through a Friday, and then she'll have a Monday, Wednesday, Friday job.
Mm-hmm.
That'll work and pay her 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah.
Or a Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday job. You know, everybody's situation is different. So hey, don't judge situation till you actually been in that situation yourself. I'm not throwing stones at anything. I'm just saying. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, because before I get into anybody's business or ask anybody about their business, I assess the situation and then give them more advice on whatever the situation is. So, you know what I'm saying? So, and I'll tell you straight up, I'll give you the downside and the upside to your situation. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? 'Cause like I said, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. I would, if I know something, I would give you my best opinion possible or what I actually know about that situation or what you should do with that situation if it comes down to it. So, again, I don't judge people about their situation. Because, like I said, she might really need to work them goddamn 2 jobs. So, because the mortgage is so goddamn high or the rent
Yeah,
payment is so goddamn high. So, I mean, it is what it is when it comes to that.
most definitely. But other than that, man, you got anything you like to? Oh, about it. Well, did you see the photo I posted up about the finals records between Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Steph Curry, and LeBron?
Man, I'm not discussing that bullshit, man.
But
It's
but
self-explanatory.
it's self-explanatory. But Shannon Sharp responded to the tweet by saying, "What was Steph Curry's record without KD in the finals? It's easy. He still had a winning record, 7-6.
I mean, still, and that's because he went into a game. He went into a game 7 versus LeBron without KD. That's the only reason why he was 7-6. But
Yep.
still, Durant came to a team that was already established. Again, I've said this and I'm gonna say it. All they needed was a big man. And like I say, Golden State fucked up when they let Boogie go to the fucking Lakers.
They
If
did.
Boogie had not have went to the Lakers, Golden State would have still been dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Now they got a hope that
They're vulnerable.
Willie Cauley Stein develops. Now they got a hope this dude develops. The only
Yeah,
thing,
no, it's not just more than a hope. They got a wish and pray where the college stand develop.
yeah, because all they need is a big man to supplement all those 3-point shots. If they could do that, they could still be one of the teams that compete in the West. Again, right now the West is looking like the Lakers, Rockets, Clippers. However you want to deal with it, both LA teams, however you want to deal with it. I put Lakers at number one, regardless of how anybody else feels, because what you gonna do against Boogie Cousins and fucking Anthony Davis and LeBron James going to the hole on you? What the fuck you gonna do? You
I
better
will
have
say
a
this, not a damn thing. I
you go ahead, go ahead, go
we
ahead,
like
sir.
LeBron, and here but pick this out. Mons is a Laker fan, and when I told her about the moves the Lakers made, she was like, "Yeah,
Yeah, and you
that's how Mons was." She's like, yeah."
and the only way you gonna beat the Lakers is your 3-point shot better be fall away. You know what I'm saying? Which the Houston Rockets is one team that when they hot, ain't nobody fucking with. You know what I'm saying?
Oh hell no.
Golden State got lucky against them motherfuckers because they were bombing them hoes like they were Nagasaki on their ass. So it's one of those situations where if the Lakers play them, they better hope they're not making the shots that they made against Golden State because that's going to be a long series if they have to face them in the playoffs. And again, the Lakers versus Houston is a rivalry, bigger rivalry than what people realize. You know what I'm saying? Go back to the late '70s, '80s, pretty much the '90s. You can say the '90s, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't as intense as it was in the '80s, but it's a rivalry, so you can't count out rivals. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause rivalries can go either way. It's one of those things, man. You know, same thing in football, same thing in any sport, man. Hell, same thing against the Astros. When Astros play the fucking Rangers, you know, the Rangers gonna play the Astros like they never played them before. Same thing with the Angels and the fucking Oakland A's. They not gonna play with the fucking Astros. They want to beat the shit out of the Astros. It's the rivalries are rivalries. That goes for any sport. Colombia, when they play Brazil, they want to kick Brazil ass in soccer. Same with Argentina. So it is what it is. So, you know, again, it is what it is when I say that, man.
Yep. And also, on one final note before we close the show, Nas and Will Smith invest in app that will help teens learn financial literacy. As reported by uh, said 21 Savage visit the Ellen Show to announce his charity, a campaign that would help teach people financial literacy. Said he's not the only rap figure with hopes that people learn better money management. Now that it's been revealed that Nas and Will Smith will throw their hats into the ring. I mean, and don't need I read more, but hey, more props to him.
Yeah, and Nas have always been doing things like that for a while. That's nothing new. Will is low key with what he does. You know, he's a Libra, and Will being a Libra, they're low key with their money. You know what I'm saying, for the most part.
Yeah, but we're big spenders.
Big spenders, but his situation he a little different because he got a very successful production company with James Lasseter, and pretty much Jada being an investor with Overbrook Entertainment. So I mean, he has a very successful production company. People don't realize how successful he is outside of acting. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of his big movies have been, you know, one of the reasons why he's been making so much money in the movies is Overbrook Entertainment has been linked to a lot of the movies that he made big money in. And when you put your production company, when you list your production company along with the distribution, you're entitled to at least 40%, up to 60% of the profits and shit like that, gross revenue. So I mean, look at what's the Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is probably one of the most successful shows on YouTube, if not the most successful show on YouTube. Especially at the last episode on Cobra Kai. You know what I'm saying? Which was one of the biggest episodes out there. You know what I'm saying, on YouTube. So they're making money off that as well. So I mean, Will Smith is an intelligent.
I like watching this show on here called Pulse, and now that I found out season 2 coming out. Oh shit! No, I'm definitely gonna be binge watching. I like that whole show.
And is he actually invested in that show too as well?
I don't know.
Yeah, but I know he got his hand in quite a few movies as well, and people don't know it because you know that's just how Will have done it. Him and Jada and James Lasseter, who was his business partner and stuff like that. So it is what it is when it comes to Will, man.
But other than that, Jimmy J, you got anything like that before we sign off out here for the night?
Man, thank you for having me, man. Thank you for being patient with me tonight, man. Because you know I had a little problem, man. You know, because we supposed to do the show a little early, man. And, you know, I had to chill for a minute.
That man was on the porcelain throne, y'all, thinking. He was thinking.
It is what it is, though, man. So, yeah, so thanks for having me.
But for one more on the road, once again, we got to play it one more time. When Russell Westbrook said to Kevin Durant after he signed with the Warriors. Hold on.
Come on, baby. Hey, bitch, come here. Got your motherfucking man. Come here.
But just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna play the whole thing. Here's Kevin Durant breaking it down to Russell Westbrook.
Mr. Pretty Tony, I mean, you know the rules of the game. I mean, your bitch just chose me. Now we can settle this like you got some class, so we can get into some gangster shit. Shade tree nigga. You ain't no pimp. You're rest haven for hoes. You're a car thief. A car thief.
No, he ain't no car thief. You a free agent. A free agent. That championship rings you got on your finger probably hot as a firecracker right now. But with that being said, we gonna sign off episode 23. We don't know what's gonna happen. We're gonna go with the flow on it like we did this one. But on behalf of Jimmy J. Smooth, who's born and raised in 901, now he represents the 832. Y'all know how he do. I am Craig L. Smith II, and we are gonna sign off because we gotta get ready for a long ass work week today. It's starting tomorrow. So y'all have a safe work week. Drive safe. Don't drink and drive, as my boy Jimmy always say. And fellas, if you get something tonight, make sure you put that raincoat on because we don't want to be seeing y'all ugly ass faces in juvenile court. Peace out and God bless.
Peace.